But let's discuss the big event upon us. For all you movie buffs, Shah Rukh Khan's Jawan finally hit theatres today. In fact, as of September 5th, the movie advance collection surpassed 25 crore rupees and expected to have a big bang opening. Any of you planning to watch this one? I didn't even watch Pathaan, so I don't think I'll watch.
I didn't watch Pathaan, and I have such a huge backlog. I mean, all the good movies.
Oppenheimer, Barbie.
No, Oppenheimer I watched thanks to Prashant telling me it's an unmissable one, and I watched it in the theatres. I wouldn't mind watching it again, I must say. But then Barbie, forget it. It's not happening. A lot of other Hindi movies that are still on my list.
I booked tickets, by the way, for my third viewing of Oppenheimer, and I cancelled it.
Prashant, can we bow down to you?
Prashant, move on from Oppenheimer.
Christopher Nolan should come with a trophy.
Saturday, because I have to. My daughter wants to watch it again.
The world has moved on from Oppenheimer to Jawan. So
by the way, you guys missed Equalizer, Denzel Washington. That's going to be. I think that's also running.
I think I should get all my movie tips from Prashant.
Okay, but let's pose this question to Jinesh Joshi because the stock of the moment and the stock of the last 6 months has been PVR. It's gained almost 30% in 6 months. It's at 1800 now, 1850 actually. Jinesh, thanks for joining in. So the hype is real, right? I mean, box office collections are expected to hit record levels. But the stock, how are you positioned there?
If I talk about the stock and the quarter per se, in the August month itself, the footfalls for PVR were at about 1.9 crores. And on a very conservative basis, even if I assume a 1 crore kind of a number for July and September, you will be somewhere at about 3.8 to 3.9 crores. And if I compare this with their best ever quarter, which they reported in 1Q of FY23, wherein they were at about 4.3 crores, I think you are off by about 8 to 10%. So definitely this is going to be an exceptionally strong quarter for them. And we maintain our positive bias on the company, and we favor multiplexes even at these levels.
Jinesh, jog our memory in terms of valuations over the last 10 years. I mean, what was the peak for PVR before the pandemic hit? And now that content is coming back in a big way, it's very clear that people are willing to go back to the theatres. That's what the last 2-3 months have proven. So therefore, what are you expecting in terms of, multiples significantly moving higher from here? Do you see that as a possibility?
Definitely, that can be a possibility. If you look at PVR currently, we are expecting a pre-Ind AS EBITDA of approximately 1,300 crores for FY25. And on that, the stock is at about 15 times. Historically, it has traded at an even higher multiple. And as I mentioned previously, with the content being exceptionally strong in this quarter and Jawan's advanced booking numbers also, raising the hopes, we do not see, we indeed see a re-rating possibility even from here on.
15 times EV to EBITDA right now.
Sorry, I did not hear you.
No, I was just clarifying the valuation multiple. You're saying it's trading 15 times EBITDA.
Yes, pre-Ind AS EBITDA 15 times FY25.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and what is the expansion that you think is realistically possible? 15 times going up to what?
Maybe I think 10-15% from here on, which should be at about, say, 18 times. I do not recollect the exact peak, but given how content has behaved, I see some de-rating happening in multiples even from here on.
Oh, some de-rating in multiples. Okay. We're talking about the box office collections, right? I mean, experts believe that it could be 100 crore opening for Jawan this time. So that will be, of course, spectacular for PVR. But can you tell us how have the collections been in Q2 so far? I think on an average in the preceding 4 quarters, there have been box office collections to the tune of around 1,000 crores or so. Has it picked up substantially in the last few quarters? And what does this mean for the earnings for PVR?
Sure. So if you look at last 2 quarters, the industry-wide box office collections have been in the band of about 1,800 to 1,900 crores, if my memory serves me right. And if you look at the first 2 months of this quarter, I think the collections have surpassed that levels. So definitely this quarter we'll see a healthy collections on the industry level, and this would obviously benefit PVR, because if you look at PVR's share in the industry box office collections, historically it has moved in the band of about 30 to 35%. So definitely a good sign for PVR and multiplexes.
Jinesh, do you track Z?
Yeah, I do.
And what are your thoughts there? Because I think the case comes up tomorrow in NCLT, right? In front of, I think it's a SAT, which will hear it again for the continuation, the appeal to allow Mr. Goenka to continue with the company. So a lot of people are watching that very closely. Stocks moved up recently. Go on briefly.
Yeah, see, I think with the NCLT approval coming in, the SAT verdict, I do not think that holds too much value right now. And also, if you kind of look at Mr. Goenka's commentary earlier on, he had clearly mentioned that the prerogative is for the merger to go ahead, irrespective of what happens to the incumbent position. So I do not see that as a major risk. In fact, I mean, even if the NCLAT approval on the IDBI side also comes through, and if Z is made to pay, they might as well pay that amount and just find a rescue option over there. So with merger now going through and all approvals being in place, I think the street will look at what the company can deliver in terms of FY25 PAT. Given the fact that $1.6 billion will come into the company and they also have a sports exposure right now. So it becomes a good package to look into.
Okay. All right. Got that, Jinesh. Thank you very much for joining in on a bunch of media and consumer-related themes, including, of course, Z and, of course, PVR. Thanks for joining in.